What's going on, friends? Bad Guy Cam here with week 4 of season 4 of the NPBA. This week we are going up against Gentleman Thomas and the Copenhagen Gallades. Very excited. We actually played against Gentleman Thomas last season and absolutely just got destroyed. Right? I actually think it was about this time. It was like week 4, week 5 of season 3, and we were in the same position. We're 0-3 right now. And not doing too hot. Last season we were 0-3, not doing too hot. But hopefully this season's going to be a little bit different, and we can maybe not go 0-4. That'd be ideal. But that's what we're going to try to do today. Like I said, I'm 0-3. Gentleman Thomas is 1-2. He does have a very scary team, though, and I want to talk about his team. So let's do that. So as you can see up on the screen here, this is his team. So he's got the Tornadus Therian, Megalop Bunny, Victini, Vaporeon, Vikavolt, Bronzong, Lycanroc Dusk, Alolan Muck, Piloswine, Alcremie, and Lurantis. So a lot of Mons on this team I'm very, very familiar with. In fact, it's got a lot of Mons I've actually used in the MPBA in the past. Megalop Bunny, Victini I know is a very, very dangerous core. Lycanroc Dusk is extremely scary, very hard-hitting Pokemon. Tornadus Therian does Tornadus things. I personally think that Tornadus is just okay. It's good at what it does, but it's definitely considered one of the top Mons in Draft League. And then you've got some surprising things here, like the Vaporeon and the Vikavolt, both very good Pokemon I love to use. Some stuff on the end of the team, like the Alcremie, Lurantis. I know he's brought Lurantis once already. It can get very scary with the Contrary, and then the Alcremie is probably the thing that I'm the least scared of, but at the same time, I do have a Kommo-o, so I've got to be ready for it. So just kind of thinking about what he's going to bring. First, I think that the Lycanroc absolutely destroys my team. Going through prep, like a Life Orb Lycanroc, I had to specifically prep for just because there was at one point I had my team together, and you'll see I actually made tons of changes to this team, but there was at one point I was like, oh my god, this thing absolutely just wrecks my team. Like, I didn't have a single switch into it, or I had like one switch into it, but I maybe took 2 hits. It was really rough, so I had to kind of reformulate my team a little bit to handle Lycanroc Dusk. I think that the Vaporeon comes for sure. I think those two are pretty nailed on. I do think the Victini comes. I actually think it comes as a special Victini, maybe special Scarf, maybe special Life Orb. I also think that he's going to bring the Tornadus. I think he's going to bring either the Piloswine or the Bronzong, one or the other. That's going to be a Stealth Rocker. I don't think he brings both. And I'm leaning towards the Bronzong, even though Piloswine does have its a good. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Piloswine does a good job of shutting down my Thundurus, which is a big threat. But other than that, it kind of looks rough. Where Bronzong has a little bit better matchup overall. And then I think he does not bring the Megalop Bunny. Instead, I think he's going to opt for the Lycanroc Dusk, but I do think that if he wants to be very offensive-minded, he could bring the Megalop Bunny over like the Muck. I think he brings the Muck if he's really scared of the Mew and or the Sylveon, so just some potential thoughts there. But realistically, I could see pretty much any number of combinations of this team. It's a very interesting team when you look at it. The speeds are very broken up. So he's got 4 Mons of base 100 or above with the Victini, the Lycanroc, the Tornadus, and the Lot Bunny, which all very fast, potent threats. But then you have this giant gap where Vaporeon is the next fastest thing at 65, and then everything is below 65. So we have a little bit of a gap where we were able to kind of exploit that and run some different sets that give us a little bit more power, I feel like. So let's talk about it. Okay. Sorry, there was a bit of a distraction, had to cut the video, but we're back and we're talking about the team that I'm going to be bringing for this week of the NPBA. So, we're going to kick things off. We're going to start talking about Blueberry, the Mew. You can see we're bringing a very defensive Mew this week. We've got the Synchronizability, we have the Rocky Helmet, and we are going to be rocking a Bold Nature with Soft Boil, Defog, U-Turn, and Psychic. 248 in HP, 252 in defense, and 8 in special defense. This is our Mega Lot Bunny / kind of our Lycanroc answer. So this thing takes Mega Lot Bunny hits for days. Even after like a return / fake out combo, that's not even doing 50% to us, so we can just soft boil right up. And that's coming from an Adamant Lot Bunny as well. Just want to throw that out. And if he's going to continue hitting me, he's going to be taking the Rocky Helmet damage, which he's not going to like. Psychic is there to do some damage. We've got Defog because, as you'll see later in the team, we are actually not bringing Moltres, so we did need to wait to get rid of rocks for a couple of our Pokemon. And then U-turn to get that pivot. Originally I had knockoff, but after talking it through, I do think that U-turn's a better option. Helps us get into some more of our threats as opposed to potentially, getting stuck in on our Mew and having to make a swap into something that needs to take a hit. So I think that U-turn is a good option here. But like I said, this is our Mega Lopunny answer. It's that physical wall. Rocky Helmet's going to be really great, especially if it is that Life Orb Lycanroc. If he's going for, close combats or play roughs or whatever it is, crunch, taking the Rocky Helmet plus Life Orb is going to whittle it down super fast. So that's going to be Blueberry for this week. Next up, we are going to be bringing Thunderclap, the Thunderous Therian. We're bringing another Choice Scarf variant this week. In fact, our EVs are exactly the same. We just changed up a couple moves from what we brought last week. So we are, Volt Absorb, Choice Scarf, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Focus Blast, and Dark Pulse. So this week we have a few different attacking moves. With the Volt Switch, I'm really hoping that the Piloswine doesn't come. Even if it does, we do have the Focus Blast that can hit that. Dark Pulse is there to hit some of the other things a little bit more hard, like the Bronzong specifically. So that's kind of what we're really looking at here. But realistically, between Thunderbolt and Focus Blast, we should be able to hit the majority of his team super, super hard. In fact, Thundurus is actually a really, really great Pokemon for me this week, especially bringing the Choice Scarf variant, because I know we're going to outspeed the Victini. We're going to outspeed the Mega Lopunny. So the only thing that could potentially outspeed us is a Choice Scarf Tornadus, which we don't really care about, and then a Lycanroc, which I don't think is going to be scarfed. Doesn't make much sense when you can run a Cellrock. A Cellrock does do a huge chunk of damage. In fact, has a chance to OHKO our Thundurus. So that is something we need to be aware of. But yeah, other than that, Thundurus is here to kind of Volt Switch around, do a bunch of damage, and kind of be that wall breaker early on so that some of our other mons can come in later and clean up. Next up, we're going to be talking about Sylveon. So we're bringing Iris again, and we're bringing a little bit different version this week, which I'm pretty excited about. So obviously, running Pixelate ability, we are running the Choice Specs with a modest nature. I don't think I mentioned it for Thundurus, but I'm sure you saw we are running a timid nature as well. So just going to throw that out there. But with our Sylveon, we are running that modest nature. Moves, we are running Baton Pass, Witch, Hyper Voice, and Shadow Ball. So my first thought was I want to run Specs because that combination of Hyper Voice and Shadow Ball hit his team extremely hard. There's nothing, he has absolutely nothing on his team that wants to switch into those. The one thing I will call out, a little bit of a prediction game on our part, but I'm also running the Baton Pass so that we can kind of do that dry passing if he does want to switch into that Bronzong or whatever his answer is to this. It could be the Muck, could be the Bronzong. Those are probably the main two that I'm thinking it's going to be. Then we can just Baton Pass out and go into something where we can either start setting up or pressure or get some sort of hazards up, something that we can do to, to work around that. And then I'm also running Wish off on that chance he sees I'm Choice Specs. He doesn't think I'm going to have the Wish. So I throw up a Wish randomly and he gets, what's going on? But also, just in case, I do take a knockoff from a Muck or something like that, if I stay in and predict, it gives me a chance to, even though I lose my Specs and lose a bit of damage, I still have a little bit of utility where I can, do some damage and Wish at the same time. So very interesting set. I'm really excited to see how it turns out. We do have the 232 in HP, 24 in speed. That's meant to outspeed the Vaporeon if it's uninvested in speed, and be faster than that entire second half of his team that's below the base 65 speed. So that's the plan for Sylveon. Next up, this is actually a change that I made just barely, but we are going to be bringing Applejack the Mudsdale. Originally, I actually had Mega Aggron on this team, but this is one of those changes that I made in response to the Lycanroc. I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was just like, that Lycanroc's causing me problems, and honestly, Mudsdale is the best answer to that. So we're going to be running a Stamina, Leftovers, bulky Mudsdale. So we're running Stealth Rock, Toxic, Smackdown, and Earthquake. 248 in HP, 200 in defense, 60 in special defense with that impish nature. So what that is going to do for us, it allows us to live anything from the Mega Lopunny, even if it's running Triple Axle, best part about stamina with the triple axle, every time it hits, we get the defense boost. So at the end of it, we are +3. It ends up only doing about half damage to us, and then we can threaten with things like Earthquake. So very cool. With Applejack, we are running the Smackdown Earthquake specifically for that Bronzong. Again, I do think it is coming. It's also very handy for the Tornadus, I believe. Smack it down, hit it with an Earthquake, do a little bit more damage. We are running that Toxic specifically for the Vaporeon. I feel like Vaporeon is a very good switch into this. So if we can get that Toxic, he's going to have to run Heal Bell, which potentially leaves off another move that he could be running, whether it's a Flip Turn for Initiative, or if he's only running Scald, then we don't have to worry about Ice Beams for some of our other Mons, which could be really, really good. So this is going to be a great way for us to kind of scout that out. Overall, though, like I said, this really is our Lycanroc Duskdancer. It also can take some of those physical hits. It does really well against the Victini. And in the end, I just felt like Mega Aggron originally was a very, very similar set to this, but the type matchup just wasn't there. Close combats were kind of wrecking it, as well as the Victini just absolutely blew it to pieces with a special Victini set. So this is why we made the change, but I'm very, very happy. I think Mudsdale is going to do a great job this week. Next up, we have a season debut for Styx the Obstagoon. Very excited to bring one of the new Mons that we traded for. I had a few different other Mons here as well. Originally, I actually was running a physical Inteleon, but kind of looking at it, the Vaporeon really shut me down. It did a good job for handling things like the Lycanroc. It was able to live Accelerox and things like that, but in the end, decided to not go for that, and instead, I'm actually very excited about the set that we're bringing. So you can see we're bringing the Guts ability, holding the Chople Berry, running an Adamant Nature with Parting Shot, Taunt, Knockoff, Close Combat, 248 HP, 228 in attack, and 32 in special defense. What this does for us is it gives us the perfect Bronzong answer, right? Bronzong, we don't have to worry about it all. It also gives us a really good answer to a Victini. With that 32 special defense and the Chople Berry, we live a Focus Blast 100% of the time, and then are able to almost knock it out with the knockoff. So it's going to need a little chip damage to do what it needs to do there, but at the same time, we could also click Parting Shot and get into something that's a little bit stronger, or something that can handle a little bit better. So very excited about what Obstagoon is going to do this week. I think that knockoff is going to come in clutch. I think Taunt is going to be really great for stopping things like the Bronzong, like I said, the Vaporeon. I think this is a great answer to. Oh, that was another thing I was going to mention about Obstagoon. We are running the Guts ability on the off chance that we can get that burn from the Scald coming from the Vaporeon. This is actually a very, very good Vaporeon switch in. It's probably going to be my dedicated switch into Vaporeon. And other than that, I'm just going to double check his team really quick. It does, defensively, yes, it kind of struggles a little bit with that 4x weakness. The close combats from both the Lot Bunny and the Lycanroc are, even with the Chople Berry, it doesn't matter. And so I actually considered running a different item here, but in order to handle the Victini best, I felt like Chople Berry was good. It also helps out with a potential body press coming from a Bronzong. So that's why we're running the Chople Berry instead of something else, or like a Flame Orb Switcheroo type set, which I felt like really wasn't that good of an option either, mostly because of the speed that of the things that I was going to be trying to burn. So unfortunately that's the case, but I do think that this set can put in a lot of work. And then our last Mon that we're bringing Muay Thai back. Kommo-o is coming, and we are running a very interesting set. Kind of went back and forth on my Kommo-o set. For a second, I actually had a very defensive Kommo-o set with Iron Defense and Body Press, and it actually was going to do a really, really good job against this team. But as I kind of started putting things together, and as the team was formulating, I realized I was a very defensive, kind of more passive team, even though that Iron Defense plus the Body Press was doing a ton of damage. So what we ended up going with was a bulletproof black belt holding Muay Thai with a Jolly Nature running Dragon Dance, Drain Punch, Outrage, and Earthquake. 92 HP, 252 in attack, and 164 in speed. So what that speed is meant to do is to outspeed the Mega Lot Bunny after a Dragon Dance. And unfortunately, we weren't able to run Adamant, but fortunately, and this is kind of where that trade-off is, where we lose a little bit of power, but we gain a little bit of bulk. We're able to put that 92 into HP, which actually helps us live pretty well against some of the mons that he can bring. So something I want to call out about Muay Thai, a couple different sets were going through my head. Klingler Soul was a potential option, but only being able to do it once was kind of a holdback for me. I feel like if you're running a Klingler Soul, you really need to have Kommo-o as that like endgame sweeper, and you're just confident that you can hit everything on his team, regardless, of where it's at that point, and it can kind of sweep up at the end. And the coverage just wasn't quite there. Whereas with this set, holding the black belt drain punch is going to keep us alive a little bit better. Running those drain punches against like the Vaporeon, I feel like Vaporeon, if it's running Scald and Ice Beam, is a great switch into this. Outrage is there on the assumption that the Alcremie is not coming. If it is going to be there, then we have to be a little bit more careful with what we do with Muay Thai. We're not probably going to be able to Dragon Dance up immediately. We're probably going to have to wait for that switch in, go for like an Earthquake. That's going to be our most damaging move against the Alcremie. So Kommo-o is going to be very dependent on what he brings, but I do see this as being a good endgame kind of sweep. That Drain Punch is doing a ton of damage with the black belt. One thing I kind of learned from an earlier Kommo-o set that I was running a Life Orb variant of a Double Dance Muay Thai. If you remember that, I believe it was week 2. But the Life Orb just, it kind of took him out of the game at the end of it. So with the black belt and the Drain Punch, we are going for that longevity. It does OHKO the Megalot Bunny, so we can live any hit from the Megalot Bunny, and if it's at full, we can hit it one hit, KO, heal back up, and it's like the Megalot Bunny never came in. We live hits from the Victini, we live hits from the Tornadus. The Tornadus is a little bit of a problem. That's probably the biggest issue. But assuming the Alchemy's there, the Outrage can hit it. So Kommo-o is very situational. We're going to see how it works out, but I do think that this set is probably the best Kommo-o set that we could bring, considering the rest of the team. I feel like it gets supported very well by the Switch Initiative. So we have the Blueberry with the U-Turn. We have Thunderclap with the Volt Switch. We've got Iris with the Baton Pass, and we have Styx with the Parting Shot. That Parting Shot taunt combo is going to be absolutely amazing. I think that getting Muay Thai in on like a Bronzong or a Vaporeon even to get a Dragon Dance or 2 up is going to be absolutely fantastic. But really, it's going to come down to whether that Alcremie comes. I don't think it does, but if it does, then we're just going to have to play around it. I just think there are better things on the team that he has to handle the Kommo-o, which I think personally is probably going to be the Victini. The Victini kind of does a good job against my Kommo-o, and I think he's going to bring special so that he can bring the Dazzling Gleam. So that's something we're going to have to watch out for sure. But anyway, that's the team. I think that's all I wanted to say. We are battling a little bit later today. I wanted to get my team builder in a little bit earlier, so I had some time to kind of think it through, talk it out, and might be a little bit longer, but I hope you enjoy it. So anyway, thank you everyone. We'll see you here. I will be battling here in a couple hours, but we'll see you here in just a couple seconds. Okay, it's battle time, and I am so proud of myself because I 100% called this team, and that makes me so happy. So we see no Mega Lot Bunny, which is great. That's going to help out quite a bit. We see the Tornadus, we see Victini, Lycanroc, Vaporeon, Alolan Muck, and Bronzong. So some big things I'm seeing here. Tornadus is going to be absolutely fantastic. Other things I'm seeing, that's kind of like the first thing that comes to mind. But I'm definitely going to try to make sure that we think this through. We get a good lead. I am thinking that Thundurus is going to be kind of our best lead, regardless, though, because whatever happens, we are faster than everything except for if he leads Lycanroc, then we've got to make some switches pretty quick. My guess is he's running, just looking at his team, right? He's got to be running maybe like Heavy Duty Boots Victini, special set. He could also be running Choice Scarf. Tornadus is probably going to be like a Defogger. U-Turn Pivot, maybe. I could also maybe see it being his like a setup Nasty Plot if Victini's more like Pivot utility with like a Scarf. Lycanroc, it's either going to be Life Orb or Focus Sash. I'm pretty confident on that. Vaporeon's going to do Vaporeon things. Muck, I'm guessing, is an Assault Vest. And then Bronzong, that's the one I'm not sure. He could be Screens, which could be very scary. So we are definitely going to lead with our Thundurus for sure, just to kind of get a good idea of what to expect. But I do think, first off, I'm very, very happy I made the Mudsdale swap. that makes me feel a lot a lot better about the Lycanroc. The only thing he can really hit me with is the Vaporeon, and maybe like an Energy Ball from the Victini. So I should be pretty good. Good luck. Have fun. Gentleman Thomas, I will not let you 6-0 me again this season. That's the goal. We're aiming for the win, but definitely going to try to avoid that that unfortunate 6-0. So again, like I was saying, I think Thundurus does absolutely phenomenal here. We do have to keep it healthy. The Lycanroc is probably the biggest threat that I see to the Thundurus. Mew is going to be very interesting. I think using Mew to scout for some of those physical attacks is going to be really great on the Lycanroc, the Victini. But I do think that Stealth Rock's Bronzong. Okay, I was going to say, did he bring Stealth Rocks? But yes, that's why the Bronzong is here. So that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead. He was setting some things up, so still waiting for him to make his move. We are going to be leading Thundurus. I don't know if that's the right choice, but we're going to find out. Okay, some other things to call out. What are some things that we can set up with Kommo-o with? Probably the Muck, maybe the Vaporeon. Depending if it's like a Scarf Victini, we might be able to do something, or if he gets choice locked into something that we can switch into, that's a good option. Obstagoon looks okay. He outspeeds 3 of the 6 of his team. It's really there for the Bronzong and the Vaporeon, though, so I think that we'll be good with that. Oh, here we go. So he leads Victini, and we lead with our Thundurus. So let's check this out. Let's start doing some calcs right off the bat. So if we have a Victini, we have a Thundurus. Dark Pulse is going to be doing just over half. V-Create definitely takes us out. I'm going to go ahead and just click Volt Switch and then go into Blueberry. I think that's the best play for sure. We're going to reveal that we're Scarf here for sure if he is Scarf. Other than that, I think that Mew's probably going to be the best thing to go into. Assuming he goes for like a, I don't know, like a U-turn, or if he goes for a V-Create, I'm pretty sure we just tank it. I don't think he's going to be banned. That doesn't make too much sense. Does 37%. So minimal HP investment. And then we go into our Mew. Okay, so he is special. Choice specs. Good to know. Victini. So we're gonna double check that, but based on my previous calcs, that's doing way too much. But that's okay, because without that's mediocre, not gonna lie. Trying to think what would have been a better switch in there. Maybe Mudsdale. Maybe. But let's see. So we went for the Blue Flare. Let's see if he's modest or timid. So we got choice specs, 252 special attack against Mew. Did 69%. So he is timid. So he's timid specs. So what does he... Yeah, the blueberry did get cooked. It's a blueberry pie now. That is a-okay though. So now that we know that, let's see what our best switch in is going to be. Kommo-o is taking half. Mudsdale is taking a chunk. Obstagoon is taking a chunk. Sylveon's taking a chunk. Thundurus is taking a chunk. So, okay. Oh, this thing. I knew this thing was going to be such a problem. What's the least valuable thing on my team that can take a hit? Not gonna lie, I think we're just gonna have to sack Mew off turn 2. Oh gosh, okay. I mean, without the Mega Lot Bunny here, it's not the worst thing in the world. Unfortunately, that does the Lycanroc. That's one less switch into Lycanroc. Just running through this again. Kommo-o is actually the best thing that I can switch into. But we don't see the Alcremie, so Outrage from Kommo-o is going to be really huge. I honestly think that we just click Soft Boiled here and let Mew go down. Yep. And then we're going to go into Obstagoon and click Knockoff. Because we live 100% of the time, doing 92%. Yeah, that Victini does a number to my team, that's for sure. But if we can chip it down enough, then we should be fine. Because Thundurus can take care of it. Yep. Sorry, just had to finish my thought process there. But with Thundurus, yeah, we can definitely take care of that. We also know that he is not faster than me. He's not Scarf. So Thundurus is likely just going to be the fastest thing possible. Okay, interesting. That's okay. Definitely, kind of looking at it, I feel confident that Mew was the thing to let go, because we have our Mudsdale now, which can handle the Lycanroc. I'm really glad I made that switch. If I hadn't made that switch, it would have been over right here, because Mew is like pretty much the only thing at that point that could have handled the Lycanroc. So definitely just gonna say that was our best play that we had. I mean, unfortunately, if he gets rocks up now, rocks are up, which could be a problem to Thundurus, but at the expense of losing multiple things on my team, I think that we'll be okay. There's no way he stays in here, though. Okay, we're probably going to get rid of Boots. Yep, there go the heavy-duty Boots. What is a Tornadus? Okay, so if he goes for a Focus Blast... Oh, that's a regular Tornadus. Let's see how much damage that did. Knockoff did 55%. So my guess is you are an attacking set, because 252 would have been at max. Let me pull this over so I can see my notes a little bit better. Yeah, 252 if he was full HP. That knockoff did way more than that. So he's definitely got some attack investment or special attack. Probably special attack. So what does that mean? Focus Blast is doing about 80% max, unless he's running like a Spec set or a Life Orb set. Let's see what a Life Orb's doing. Life Orb's doing about half, or not half. It's got about a 30% chance to Oko. If he is going to go for the U-turn, that's going to do about 35%. So I'm pretty sure I live regardless, but I don't think we can take that chance, and we have to go into Sylveon here, which he goes into the Muck. Okay. Our switch here 100% is going into Applejack. I think. Before I actually finalize that decision, if he's going for a knockoff, that's going to affect my longevity in the long run. So my guess is he actually goes for a knockoff here. That was a good play on his part. I actually could probably go into Kommo-o, right? Because what is Muck? Alola? Assault Vest. If he goes for a knockoff against my Kommo-o, it's not doing anything. It's way too early, isn't it? But I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. Okay, so there's the knockoff. Does 15%. Exactly what I'm expecting to see. We're going to click the Dragon Dance. We're doing it. We are doing it right now. Ah! I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to try. I hope he goes into Bronzong here. It's either going to be Bronzong or Vaporeon. I'm getting all like... Ugh. But if he goes into Tornadus, then that's going to be a little bit of a problem. Actually, no, it's not, because we'll be faster. Unless he is like a what do you call it? Choice Scarf. Which would be very interesting, and I don't know why he would be Choice Scarf. I guess it's a possibility, though, if he wants to outspeed a +1 Kommo-o. He does go into the Bronzong. Nice. Okay, so let's see what we're doing to Bronzong. Physically defensive Bronzong. If he goes for Psychic, it's doing about half. For +1, +1, we're recovering about 20. So we're going to click Dragon Dance again, actually. Because then, for sure, no matter what, we outspeed everything. We're going to be able to take... So if we're at... What are we at? 68%. We can recover 32. So that's only if he's running Psychic, though. I might have just got too greedy there. Okay, Psychic does 50%. This should recover enough. Wait. I lost my item. 22. That was a low roll, too. Damn. We're just going to go into Obstagoon. Yep. That was the best play, for sure. Should have just gone for the Drain Punch the first time. I got too greedy, but that's okay. We're saving our Kommo-o, though. So now we can click Parting Shot. We can click Knockoff. Tornadus is a pretty free switch-in for him. We can click Taunt. But I don't think he stays in with the Bronzong. So I think we click Parting Shot here. And hopefully we can get Sylveon in to get a Wish off. And we can get Kommo-o back in at some point. We also have the Drain Punch as well, so that can potentially help us out. If we get a switch right. But I did have to make the safe play there because I lost my item. Drain Punch wasn't going to give me enough to recover. Because what am I at with Kommo-o? 35. So I would have recovered minimum 22, which would have been 57. And I may not have lived that. So on the chance he high rolled and I low rolled it or crit, didn't want to go through with that. But that could have caused a lot of problems. Should I have risked it? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Now that I'm looking back on it, I played safe for sure. But without the black belt, and a drain punch at +2 was giving me 22.6, and I was at 35.4. So if he would have max rolled, he would have knocked me out. And I couldn't go for that. So we do go for the parting shot. And then we are going to go into... Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason we don't go into Thunderous here. And click Thunderbolt. That's probably the best play. So it's either coming down to, do I click Volt Switch or do I click Thunderbolt? So, versus Thunderous. Or no, I'm Thunderous. He's Tornadus. Got the Therian matchup today. Volt Switch takes him out. Thunderbolt takes him out. What does he go into here? Probably Muck if it's an Assault Vest. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. And then we go into Applejack. And then I think we set up Stealth Rocks. Yep. Victini doesn't want to come into Stealth Rocks. It's going to get chip damage. We knocked off the heavy duty boots on Tornadus. So I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but I registered it in my head. He's heavy duty boots. He might just try to knock off here. Let me see how much an Earthquake is doing. Mudsdale versus Muck Alola. Assuming he's like an Assault Vest set because of the switch. Oh, we can figure that out though because he took damage. So he did, that was 18%. So he is probably an Assault Vest set. Yeah, he's definitely an Assault Vest set. So that means Mudsdale is doing about 77 to 91 if he's got no defensive investment. We're taking 20% from the knockoff. But then we get rid of the Muck. I think I click Earthquake here just to be safe. Or he could be going into the Vaporeon. And if he goes into the Vaporeon, then we go into Sylveon. If he goes into the Bronzong, then we go into Obstagoon. So Stealth Rock seems like the right play. Okay. So we got our rocks up, and now we're going to go into Sylveon. If I had clicked Toxic there, that would have been a play. Absolutely would have been a play, but the chance that the Muck stayed in to go for the knockoff was there. The chance that the Bronzong came in was also there. So didn't make as much sense as going for something like Stealth Rocks. So my switch in for the Vaporeon is definitely the Sylveon. Switch into the Sylveon is the Muck. So I'm going to try to get a Wish Up and then get back into Kommo-o, I think is the best bet. Okay. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Yep. Sorry, I feel like I was just zoning out. I was just looking at his team. But I do think here he either goes for a Wish or he goes for a Scald are my two calls. Wish or Scald, one of those two. Yeah. Yep. So then I go into Sylveon. I can either click Hyper Voice, I can click Shadow Ball, or I can go for a Wish. So very, very excited about my Sylveon set, not going to lie. I mean, technically, it's going to be actually a tough choice because I could also click the Baton Pass on the Muck coming in, and that would be kind of crazy. Because my Kommo-o can still set up on the Muck. But it needs more health for sure. So I'm thinking Wish from Sylveon's going to be the play. Okay. Alright. Totally fine with that. He's going to go Defog. I am going to... Do I click Hyper Voice? What does like a... So if... Dang it, I keep going to regular Tornadus Incarnate on my thing. So Tornadus Therian versus my Sylveon. Hyper Voice knocks it out. If I'm not a spec set, it doesn't. So I think he's not going to expect that, and I'm going to click Hyper Voice. Because he's thinking, I can defog, get the rocks away, and then U-turn. Yep, cool. So Sylveon takes out Thundurus or Tornadus, which is a great thing to get rid of for our Kommo-o. He now knows that I am choice specs though, and he's going to go right into that Muck. To which I think we probably have to go into the Obstagoon, not going to lie. Yeah. Knockoff's only doing about 14%. Okay, so cool. Sylveon takes out his Tornadus Therian. That is probably one of the best things for him to lose, I'm not going to lie. But he does it, like, his only response here is to go into the Bronzong or to the Muck, for sure. Because I live everything else, and I don't think even a Victini wants to take a... what do you call it? Hyper Voice. It takes it fine. So Victini could be a big problem here, but we do take two, but he's going to be faster. So we do see the Bronzong come out. That is okay. He's probably just going to get his Stealth Rocks up at this point, but I do think that Styx is 100% our answer here. There is a chance he could go for Body Press, but I need to keep... I have the Chople Berry still, though, so we're fine. So we go into Obstagoon. He goes for Stealth Rocks. Those are up for good now, unfortunately. We both got rid of our Defoggers. And clicking Knockoff here is extremely free. So we're going to get rid of the Assault Vest on Muck if I had to guess. Or he's going to sacrifice the Victini, maybe? Maybe? Let's see how much you're doing to a... Because we haven't figured out anything about Iroh yet. Also, I love the names. Huge fan of Avatar. Iroh is a great name for a Bronzong. I'm just going to say it. Fantastic. Obstagoon versus Bronzong. If you're physically defensive, Knockoff is going to be doing about 50 to 60%. Someone asked me, so we got some people watching, and someone asked me if I have a My Little Pony name. And no, they're not My Little Pony names, but Mudsdale might actually be. So I'm not going to confirm or deny. I'm not either, but Mudsdale may be. But no, not the theme. Okay. So he's trying to decide what item he's going to lose. He has two options. I don't think he gets rid of Victini because it puts too much pressure on my team. I don't think he gets rid of the Lycanroc. That's definitely going to be his win con. Getting rid of that Tornadus was actually pretty great for me because now Mudsdale actually does a lot of work. And it protects our Kommo-o a little bit better too. So that's pretty cool. Other than that, we're just waiting. We're waiting for a move. Okay, let's think through. Okay, there's knockoff. 57. He is physical. Goes for the heavy slam and does nothing. This is fantastic. I love this. Okay. So that did 57%. So he is definitely fully defensively bulky, which makes sense. We know now that he has Psychic, Stealth Rock, Heavy Slam. Last move, not sure. But I'm going to actually... Let's see, what's the play here? What is the play here? Okay. So we know that he has... And maybe it's Toxic, and he doesn't want to go for Toxic because of what I'm doing. You know what? I think I'm just going to click Knockoff again. Because that can only help my Kommo-o by getting rid of the Bronzong. And then that Muck is definitely going to be our way to... Okay, yeah, if we get rid of this Bronzong, then we're good. So, Obstagoon gets its first kill of the season. Super pumped about that. He is likely going to either go into Victini or Lycanroc at this point. If he's going Victini, we're going to sack and go into Sylveon. If it is the Lycanroc, then we click Close Combat. Just how it's got to be. Just how it's got to be. But getting that Bronzong out of the way is huge. Because now, if, and this is a big if we can get back into Kommo-o, okay, that's fine. We're going to click Close Combat 100% of the time. He clicks Close Combat, but doesn't matter. He sees our Chople Berry, and in we go to Applejack. And we get a free Earthquake here. So I don't really get a good check on that damage because of the close combat, but that's okay. I'm actually very happy with what Obstagoon did there. Did some really, really good stuff. So your KO is applauded. So two things we can do. Almost saved the day. The Chople didn't really do much, but that is A-okay with me. But we do know he has close combat. Knew he would because of the Aggron. So now we have two options. If he goes for... We do see he's Life Orb as well. So we know he's not Focus Sash, which is fantastic. Let's see. I'm going to click Toxic because there's no way he stays in. He needs to save this for... I can't talk. Save it for the Thunderous. So we do go for the Toxic. We're back up to full health. And then last time he switched into the Muck. But we need to keep this thing healthy. You know, we're going to do it. And I'm pretty sure... Let me check this. So, Sylveon versus Muck. Alola, Assault Vest, Poison Jab, After Rocks. Does not take us out, so we actually get a whole Wish Up. And that's going to have to be Sylveon's job. Yep. So he's going to swap. Oh, he does go for the Scald on this one. Perfect. Okay. So now we click Wish. And then we go into... Do we go into Thunderous or Muay Thai? Let's see how much damage that did. So that actually did 19.5. So we got a low roll, and that's okay. So that means if we go into Kommo-o, if he clicks Scald again, we're fine. If he has Ice Beam, we go down. Let's see how much an Ice Beam does to Thunderous. Ooh, it's close on the Thunderous too. We need... Which do we need more? Do we need Thunderous more, or do we need Scald, Heal Bell, Wish, Protect? I hope we're gonna do it. We're gonna go into Kommo-o. We're gonna do it. We're gonna try. We are going to try. Aha! He goes into the Victini. That's a-okay with me. So if he is Specs though, then this is going to do a ton of damage. It's right back into Sylveon. Goes for the Psychic. We live it. And then I think we just click Shadow Ball. Yeah, there goes Sylveon. That's okay though. Now we get to go into Thunderous versus Victini. Dark Pulse has a chance to KO. Thunderbolt does not. How much is Psychic doing to me? Okay. Oh, I've got my wrong nature. Okay. So Timid and 252. Psychic is does not knock me out. So we click Dark Pulse. Maybe? Maybe. Yes, we click Dark Pulse. 100% we click Dark Pulse. Wait. So if we have a chance, 55 to 65, 66. So we'd have to get a high roll. If he comes in with the Muck, that's a free swap into Kommo-o. It's gonna be tough. This is going to be tough. This is extremely tough. Because he actually doesn't know if I'm... Well, no, he would know I'm Scarf at this point. Because I've taken damage. So he knows he lives most cases. But he knows that I also live a Psychic. So what happens there? Does he switch into Muck? to take the Dark Pulse and then double into the Victini. That's a possibility. There's no way he goes into the Vaporeon. I click Dark Pulse. I think I have to. I think I have to do Dark Pulse. Because if he stays in, he has a chance of getting KO'd, which he doesn't. Oh, he knocks me out? How? Oh, I forgot to switch the item. I'm an idiot. Okay. Well, this is that. This is the game right here. He's going to let this go down. Earthquake is 100% free, though. So let me... I switched way too soon. I forgot to switch the item. But, I mean, either way, I wasn't going to be taking a hit, so it doesn't really matter. And Lycanroc just comes in and revenges anyway, so I was ready to let it go down. So looking at Victini, so we need to make sure we switch this to Choice Specs 252 Timid with Blue Flare with Psychic. Does so much damage. Oh my goodness. Okay. So what does he do? He probably goes into Lycanroc here. Because of close combat against my Mudsdale, if he's Life Orb, I live most cases. Okay. So he actually goes into Korra. And I let him take me down. Yep. And then we let Muay Thai in. If he's got Ice Beam, but we click Dragon Dance all day. Okay, Kommo-o, you got this, guy. You got this. So as a defensive Vaporeon, if all he's got is Scald, I can go +1 and get some Drain Punches off. If I get burned, that's going to be kind of the end of it, but we can try. We can try. Okay. Okay. What does he go for? Does Muck get Roar? No, it doesn't matter because he can't swap me out with anything. It doesn't get Will-O-Wisp, does it? Come on, Pokemon Showdown. Load. I know it's taking forever. So if we go to our team builder, and we're going to check out Muck. Alola. No Will-O-Wisp for you. He could be going for Toxic, I guess. I'm going to click Dragon Dance again. I don't know what he does. Poison Jab. Okay, that's fine. Because now I click Drain Punch. So if he's Muck and I'm +2 without my black belt, I'm recovering about 40% and I'm doing about 76%. So he's going to do about another 20 to me. Yep. Perfect. Okay. Cool. And this should be it. because Lycanroc does 13 to 16 with the Cell Rock. I am faster. We can see Vaporeon. I can't be burned now. Drain Punch. I'm healing more than I'm taking, so I think, barring some awful thing that happens, we should be okay. Like, if he's like Wish Protect, that could be kind of annoying. But in the end, I think we got this. I think. Oh, I'm so glad I ran Drain Punch. I knew it. I knew that was going to be the play. I'm sure he thought I was going to be close combat, but Drain Punch was just, it was 100% the play every time. 100% the play every time. So he's got to... So I click Drain Punch, and then can I click Outrage? I don't want to lose the game by clicking Outrage, but I kind of want to show it off, you know? Yep. So luckily this is regular poison, not toxic poison. If he does want to do some Wish shenanigans, then great. We can play around that and get some extra D-dances up, but I think we'll see how this goes. So with the Protect, that means he does not, he's got to have Wish. 100%, right? Because I'm +2. If he's max, my +2 Drain Punch is going to be healing me about 35 to 40. His Scalds are only doing 15. Poison's doing, what was that, like 11%? So I'm losing 20, so I'm gaining. So this is kind of just a stalemate. Okay, there we go. Lycanroc gets sacrificed. Vaporeon comes back in. We click Dragon Dance one more time. Come on, let's do this. Yes, okay. Kommo-o, you are a legend right now. So if he goes for Protect, that's totally fine. We can go for a Drain Punch. Yep. So now we're +3. We click Drain Punch again, just to get our health back up. Does 85%. We're completely healed back up. And then this is game. Yep. Okay. And then I'm going to just click it just to show it. But we do have Outrage. And that's going to finish the game off. Yeah, we did it! We won! Kommo-o coming through in the end. Oh my goodness, so happy with how that game turned out. There were a couple plays towards the end where I feel like we really capitalized. Losing Mew at the beginning wasn't the biggest deal. I think the sacrifices we made along the way was a little was good, and we ended up in this point where Kommo-o could just sweep at the end. So 1-0, we get our first win of the season. Oh my goodness, that takes a huge weight off my chest personally. I was scared we were going to go 0-4. Even though it's just a 1-0 victory, I'll take the 1-0 victory. GG's to Gentleman Thomas. Very, very well played. Very scary team to come up against. But that was it for week 4. We will see you next week for week 5, where hopefully we can continue the good luck. Have a great day, everyone. See you later.